Hey you guys, so I was online, I was going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, I'm eating my grapes, and I saw this video about like what I ate for fat loss, my #1 fat secret, so I clicked on it because I was kind of curious about it. You guys know I've been changing up my diet throughout the years. The best one that I feel, the one that I feel best on is high fat, low carb. I try to go with keto, but I'm not very good at keto because I have a weak spot for carbohydrates. And I found out that someone had sent a package of cookies and skincare products to the store. I'm going to go to the store later on today. So whoever sent it, thank you so much. I'm going to check it out later today. But I wanted to show you guys this video because this is basically the diet that I don't have. This is the diet that I used to have. I used to be very anti-fat. For the longest amount of time, and I used to think like, oh crap, if I eat fat, I'm gonna get fat, and I realized later on that I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good going on a high carbohydrate. I had skin issues, if I eat too much gluten, for instance, and you just don't feel that full. I went on fruitarian for a little bit. Oh my goodness, I had to stop because my gums and my teeth told me, like, hey, this is not good. My teeth and my gums were heavily irritated. I think it's because of all the sugars and all the acids bathing my teeth. So I'm going to be playing this video. This video is in the description if you guys want to watch it at regular speed. And I wanted to show you guys this because it's something different than what I've always had in my video. And I'm also going to give you my opinion as well. So here we go.
Hey everyone, it's Victoria from Nutrition by Victoria. Welcome to another video today.
Oh, and by the way, so yeah, her channel is called Nutrition by Victoria. And she also does coaching.
Everything I eat today, stay lean, fit, and healthy, and keep a flat belly, all while eating an unlimited amount of...
So first day of the moon cycle, she's just showing you how she looks like when she's on her period. Normally for women, when you do have your cycle, you tend to get more bloated. I retain water as well.
All while eating an unlimited amount of carbohydrates, including fruit, sugar, and starch. So let's get into it. Alright, I'm starting the day with a clementine. Pre-workout.
Freaking pre-workout? It's gonna be one freaking tiny-ass orange? Okay.
Clementine. Pre-workout. Alright, I just did 20 minutes on my spin bike, and now I'm going to have some watermelon with lime.
Whoa. That's like half a watermelon. Again, she's starting the day with sugar. Just sugar, sugary fruit, right? When you eat that, it's just going to go hit your blood sugar. It's going to hit your bloodstream and your sugar levels are going to spike.
Just eat as much as I want and then move on.
More freaking sugar. More sugar. Okay. So this is a smoothie, right? So she had as you guys saw, she had the clementine, she had the watermelon, she had the dates. Now she's having her smoothie with the bananas and the strawberries, which have lots of sugar, right? Bananas are kind of hard on, high on carbohydrates, so people say stay away from it. So let's see, she has her cane sugar off on the left-hand side, okay? See all that sugar in the strawberries and the banana? Oh my god, she's adding half a cup of sugar to this. Oh no! Oh, frick, frozen bananas, 2.5 cups of water with half a cup of sugar. Oh my gosh. More sugar. Rice cakes. Rice cakes, when you eat that because it's pure carbs, guess what it turns into your body? Sugar.
Today I'll be talking to you about how I got started as a content creator with Fiverr. When I started out, I was ready to do...
Oh my gosh, look, so what is her snack? It's more sugar. Sour Patch Kids. I mean, Sour Patch Kids are amazing, okay? If you guys have never tried Australian Sour Patch Kids, they're great.
You got by? Green what? Green Sour Patch Kid? Is it yummy? My favorite kind's the blue. What's your favorite? You like the blue ones? Okay, so something that I have not talked a whole lot about yet, and just kind of recently discovered a secret to making this lifestyle work. And it's something that gets discussed sometimes, but really, like, it takes all the pillars that I discuss, which is, you know, eating a high carb, low fat diet, getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, and doing fitness. It makes all of these work better for you, and that is managing your stress level.
Okay, I agree with that. If you do have high stress levels, you can gain weight. You can binge eat as well, right?
So, and you manage your stress level,
or you could break out in eczema patches
with the diet, with staying hydrated, with exercise, and with sleeping enough. So one of the main contributors to belly fat is having elevated stress levels, elevated cortisol. And this phenomenon happens because when we're in a state of stress, our hormone response in our body is different. It is
okay, hold up a second. If you saw what she was eating, that doesn't look like it's basically sugar water, right? Sugar, fruit, water, fiber. That's it. You're not really going to gain too much weight off of that.
And for fat storage. When our body senses a stressful situation, we store fat.
I would argue that if you have high sugar, that's a stressful situation on the body.
Because our body just automatically assumes, hey, we're in a stressful situation, we're going to need excess energy to deal with this stressful situation. So how do you down-regulate that hormonal response, that cortisol release, that elevated cortisol? And some people even exhaust their cortisol levels, and that's what adrenal fatigue is, where you've exhausted yourself to the point where you're not even producing cortisol anymore. So how do you get back to being in a relaxed state so that you can switch off the fat storage and turn on the fat burning? It all has to do with you being chill. And this sounds so simple, but there's so many things that we do in our life that elevate stress, like not sleeping enough, not eating enough carbohydrates, not drinking enough water, doing too much exercise. And the counter side to that is not doing enough exercise, because exercise, a healthy amount of low intensity, enjoyable exercise, down regulates stress hormones and equals your flat belly. So that is my secret to getting a flat belly. So just recently, my body has went through somewhat of a transformation where it is now starting to lose body fat. And it's because I finally figured out how to manage my stress with my diet, hydration, sleep, and exercise. So I've gotten myself into trouble before not sleeping enough. I've gotten myself into trouble before over-exercising. I've gotten myself into trouble before not eating enough carbohydrates, which for me personally is easy to do because I require a lot of carbohydrates in order to keep myself feeling good and relaxed. And that's because I'm a mom.
I don't know. I'm just like, okay, so she's obviously on team high carbohydrates, right? Low protein. I'm like, oh, for frick's sake. I know when I went on high carbohydrates, low fat, high sugars, similar to this kind of diet, I felt like crap. It's like you're always hungry. And yeah, it can't be good to have all that sugar.
And I have a lot of mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy going towards taking care of my children all the time. And I've also gotten to a point with my children that they're not as demanding of my energy as they were. So now I can divert some of that energy back towards myself into doing other things. But I have a lot of stuff that I want to do, that I have to do. And in order for me to keep moving forward, I have to keep chasing this feeling of being relaxed and calm and at peace. And if we reflect and study, the ancient practice of yoga, which I've spent a lot of time doing, you realize that that is the goal of yoga too, is to just achieve this state. It's called samadhi. Just this state of peace and bliss. And now that I know how to maintain it with my diet, with sleep, with exercise, and by staying hydrated, it's become effortless to start losing whatever excess weight that my body needs to shed. And it makes sense because when we have stress in our body, we're holding on to it.
But the thing is that I would actually argue she has a big calorie deficit over here. It doesn't look like she's eating that much. It's mostly, like I said, it's mostly just sugar water.
You have to let it go. And by keeping ourselves in that relaxed state, feeding our body enough sugar, feeding our body enough carbs, fruit.
Whoa, hold up a second.
By keeping ourselves in that
relaxed state,
feeding our body enough sugar,
feeding our body enough sugar. Oh my.
Feeding our body enough carbs, fruit, potatoes, rice, pasta, drinking enough water, doing exercise that makes us feel good, and sleeping enough, our body no longer is stressed out. It's okay. Everything is good. But you have to stay on top of the diet.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the body needs to have protein in there and fats.
The hydration, the sleep, and the exercise. So that's it for this little rant. I'm glad that you guys are watching, and hope you're enjoying the video, and I'll show you guys what I'm having dinner. All right.
Okay, let's see her dinner.
All right.
Oh, for frick's sake. It's potatoes with some lettuce and ketchup.
Got some.
Look, so you got the greens, you got the carbs, and you got the sugar and the ketchup. Oh,
lettuce, ketchup, and 3 huge rice potatoes on this plate as my dinner starter, and the kids will probably eat some too, so I always make a lot.
Okay, hold up.
Need social media marketing for your business? Go to Fiverr. Find the right social...
So yeah, when you are in a relaxed, fed, hydrated state, that's when your body can start to burn body fat when you have a fat deficit in your diet.
I don't know if that's really a fat deficit or it's a calorie deficit, because this looks kind of like minimal amount of food.
Keeping it carbs really high, you can naturally keep the fat content of your diet really low, below 20 grams a day. And then your body just over time, month after month, of keeping this cycle.
Okay, hold up a second. So month after month, after staying with this diet,
going, it just keeps your metabolism super high.
You lose weight because month after month, if you keep eating freaking fruit and potatoes, and it's just 3 potatoes a day, what are you really gaining weight on, right? I mean, like, has anybody gotten fat off of a bunch of smoothies? Maybe you would look a little bit. I mean, your sugar levels would be out the wall, but. Yeah. So anyway, when I used to have this kind of diet, where I wasn't eating very much, I was staying away from like meats, and I was lighter. I was about 6 pounds lighter than I am now, but I wasn't happy. I feel like I was missing a lot of stuff in my brain because I didn't have enough fats. I didn't have enough fish oils or oils or cholesterol in my brain. So although I was lighter, I was very depressed.
Shed all the unwanted excess weight that you've been trying to shed. And absolutely enjoyable, wonderful.
Well, hold up a second. Absolutely enjoyable with a potato, ketchup, and lettuce. I don't know about that. I hate to sound very mean, but there's no butter on that thing. There's no seasoning. It looks like it's just a plain potato with ketchup and lettuce.
An absolutely enjoyable, wonderful process. I also wanted to mention that everything that I show you guys that I'm eating, I eat until I'm satisfied. So sometimes it might be a few bites, a handful. Sometimes it might be a whole bunch of what I'm showing you.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I hate to sound catty, but if I was eating that, I'd only eat a few. I'd only eat a few bites, and I'd be like, I'm good. I can't eat just a plain potato with lettuce and ketchup. Again, they call that dinner.
I'm eating everything that I'm showing you. Like I ate all the dates today. I ate almost the whole watermelon. And then the Sour Patch Kids, I ate a few handfuls of those. I ate all the rice cakes.
Sugar.
I got my smoothie. Shared some with the kids. So I'm eating until I'm completely satisfied, and my digestion has just been amazing. Sugar for the win. Like, it has really enhanced my digestion. That and having salt in my diet too. Right,
oh my gosh, sugar and salt. Oh, frick. Oh my gosh, sugar and salt. Okay, let's listen.
Alright, now I'm going to have a big bowl of rice with some soy sauce and
friggin' pure carbs.
I've also been snacking on some of these carrots, and there were some cucumbers here earlier, and I dipped them in some salsa, so that's like the remains.
Oh lordy, where's your filling? More sugar, you guys. Look at, did you guys see that? Look, you got a big bowl of rice with soy sauce, and you got like a little bit of vegetables.
And nori wraps.
See that?
Been snacking on some of these carrots, and there were some cucumbers.
She's not even eating it with the sushi. She's just eating this separately, it looks like.
Here earlier, and I dipped them in some salsa, so that's like the remains.
Yeah, see? Her sushi is just rice and soy sauce and the nori, the seaweed. Has anyone, I mean, like, I know some people eat sushi here, okay? Have you guys ever had plain sushi? It's just like soy sauce, rice, and seaweed? Like, I've never had that. Maybe like a rice ball or so, but I wouldn't have that as like my main meal when I could add other things to it. So I kind of wish that she put her vegetables in there. Or like an avocado or something like that. Not just plain carb and salt.
Sorbet time.
More sugar.
Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, link down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
And again, she does unlimited coaching, lifetime unlimited coaching. She does classes. Looks like a Facebook group. Let me help you. I don't want to be helped. I don't want to be helped. I thought I had a bad sugar issue. Like, this is 10 times worse than mine. Yeah, so unlimited coaching group, $40. I just imagine if anybody is worried about their sugar levels, your sugar levels are going to go through the freaking roof. Because one of the dangerous things about doing this kind of like YouTube channel where you're giving health advice is some people are not going to react well to it. I know for a fact, like, if I ate all those carbs and I ate all those sugars and I was just having smoothies galore, I would be feeling not so great. I might be happy drinking those smoothies, but my body would not be happy, especially if I had a smoothie with half a cup of sugar in there, and that seems to be the norm. So I'm gonna read the comments really quickly. No, she's not a troll. She's actually a person giving nutrition advice online. Yeah, so I don't find these comedy channels. I was just I'm eating my grapes, okay? So I'm eating some grapes and I was like looking around on YouTube and I came across this fat loss video, so I clicked on it and at first I was like, dang, this is a lot of fruit, and then it just got worse and worse and I'm like, holy crap, more sugar, more sugar. Yeah, I would suggest avoid the sugar. In fact, right, it's not just me. You could say, Erica, you're being conspiracy theory like eating a lot of sugar. There is no nutritional benefit for sugar, right? She's consuming a load of sugar, and I think it's very dangerous when some people might be watching her channel. I mean, like, look, she has 7.71K subscribers, so she has more influence than me. And when people watch this stuff, maybe someone will be like, oh, I want to be like her. You know, I want to be skinny. But just don't do it in this way, in my opinion. Like, I have no problem if anybody wants to eat a kale salad, or if they want to go vegetarian, but freaking all the sugar upon sugar upon sugar, it's not good for you. See, so it's like, if I saw like a tofu meal or quinoa or, you know, something like tempeh, even though I hate tempeh, that kind of stuff, it's like, it wouldn't bother me as much. But the fact that it's just, it seems like she just highly supports eating sugar and carbs, which is the opposite of, let's say, the keto diet, right? Yeah, it's insane, and you can see how much quantity of food she's eating. It looks like she's constantly eating throughout the day because she's getting hungry, and I won't be surprised if she ends up with sugar crashes. So what she does is, if she's feeling tired, then maybe she consumes more sugar, and that is causing stress on the body, for sure. So. No, she's not talking too fast. I actually sped it up because, yeah, if I don't speed up some of this stuff, then YouTube gets mad at me, for sure. She consumes it with white sugar. You know what? I mean, like, for some of you guys, like, sugar is sugar, right? If you have fruit sugar, that's still sugar. It's still, your body still processes that as sugar. And I just don't think it's healthy at all. Like, and plus, have you actually ever tried keto? Because I used to think that way about keto too. And then I tried keto, and then I realized, like, I eat a lot less food than I did before. And yeah, but the whole thing about that is that you got to stay consistent. Once you kind of go off the freaking bandwagon, and then you can carb overload, then it kind of gets a little tough. Your body processes it as fruit sugar. Hold on, let's see. It's still sugar. Where is it? You shouldn't go overboard on the sugar. Shit, I can't find it, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, I know some people are gonna give me shit about that. Like, oh, it. See, but the thing is that when you're eating a lot of sugar, like if I eat 2 pounds of grapes, that's still gonna be a lot of sugar. It doesn't mean that it's like okay for me to load up on grapes. That's it. Here we go. How much fruit should you eat? 2 cups a day is a not dietary thing. See? So they're saying that yes, it has vitamins, but you shouldn't eat more than 2 cups a day. This woman eats way more than 2 cups a day. So even when it comes to people with diabetes, they tell people like don't like stay away from they'll say stay away from certain fruits. I think grapes is really high on that too. Let's see. Here we go. See, the blood sugar spikes. Grapes and blueberries, I heard, are high in sugars. And bananas. Yeah, bananas. Let's see. So then you got your carb content. Yeah, and I stay the hell away from most fruit sugars. I mean, from fruit drinks. See this? You got to be mindful about the dried fruit. Two or more fruits. So yeah, if you guys look at this, right, this is a lot less than freaking eating half the freaking watermelon. And she was eating dates, she was eating that little orange, she was eating a smoothie with half a cup of added sugar in there. Just sugar, 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 sugar. Actually, paleo diet actually has science behind that because that's what people were eating before, right? Before all the grains were coming out. Dates have a shitload of sugar. I remember I was looking at it, I was like, holy crap, this is so much sugar. Let's see. So yeah, you can consume dates if your diabetes level is under control. But how much do you eat? Like, if you ever try to date, this thing is super sugary. There's no evidence this is what... You know what? I can tell you for a fact, in prehistoric times, we had to eat something, okay? And we had to eat some sort of meat, okay? I know for a fact there wasn't freaking cauliflower rice growing around in the prehistoric thing. So, yeah, people... I mean, like, yeah, people were killing things. People were eating probably fish or birds or something like that. I don't think that they were just eating bugs. You can see that they had weapons back in those days. And I had no aversion about eating bugs. Bugs actually have a lot of protein in there. Right? But, yeah, I fall in line with those kind of things. I think that if you, like, people can do, like, free eating, right? They can do the whole omnivore diet if they want, but at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of crap in the freaking Western diet. I need to show evidence. You can't speculate. Okay, let's see. A paleo diet. Okay, so look, they said farming emerged about 10,000 years ago. So let's look at the Mayo Clinic over here. So yeah, they avoid grains, they avoid dairy, they avoid salt, potatoes, processed foods. But if you want to go scientific on me, let's see. So according to National Geographic, and I know that they're not speculating, they said, let's go. After studying the diets of living hunting cattle and concluding 73% are derived, 73% of these societies derive more than half of their calories from meat. This guy came up with his own paleo prescription. So he was studying the diets of living hunting gatherers. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. So yeah, when people live in the Amazon, right, they want to eat meat. If they don't have meat, then they're going to be going off to other things instead. So this is actually, I saw this article before. Look at this. When I ask if the food in the garden can tide them over when there's little meat, Philippe shakes his head. It's not enough to live on. I need to hunt and fish. My body just doesn't want to eat these plants. And this guy is 78 years old. So, yeah. Let's see what this is. Ancient leftovers show the real paleo diet was a veggie fest. Okay, so they ate it with their meat. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised there, right? If you have, like, some kind of fruit next to you, you're going to eat that too. They're not going to just say, like, we're not going to eat that. So this one says that they believe that... Hold on, let's go back over here. So, yeah, we need plant-derived nutrients to survive. Vitamin C and fiber, for example. They're probably predominantly vegetarians. It depends who you speak to, because some people are on the carnivore diet, right? And they say if you eat organ meats, or if you eat, like, brain, for instance, you can get vitamin C from that. I don't eat organ meats, really. I don't really like the taste of it, but I have heard about some people consuming, let's say, pork brain, for instance, for that. So the whole nose to tail nutrition. But I'm not gonna, and I know this person is an anthropologist, but I don't think we need, they said, like, yeah, we need to have this to survive. I think that you don't have to be a vegetarian to survive. I think that you have to have some sort of balance. So I don't like to assume that, oh, okay, well, if you take out your veggies, then you're gonna die. You see what I'm getting at? You can have some, but yeah. Paleo. What did the Roman gladiators eat? I mean, like, that's separate from paleo. That's further. It's further forward. Yeah, people say that you should have nose to tail nutrition. Usually, in like one of the reasons why people say that, yeah, we don't have a good diet is we're not taking, like, for some cultures, right? When they eat meat, they'll eat everything. So they don't have, like, they're not only eating lean meat. So some people believe that it's very important to have like a certain fat ratio. So you're not just eating, let's say, lean steak and that's it. Because if you just eat lean steak, right? Maybe you're deficient in certain vitamins. But if you eat organ meats, or some people, they drink they cook in the animal blood, then they find it's more well-rounded. But that works for them. Okay, let's see. What did the Roman gladiators eat? Wheat, barley, and beans. Oh, for frick's sake. I really, you know what, for me, I just don't feel that great on a freaking mostly vegetarian diet. Maybe some people, like, it works for some people, but it doesn't work for me. I've been, there's been times in my life where I said, screw it, let me stay away from meat, let me stay away from fish, let me just eat bread and vegetables and olive oil. And yeah, I didn't, it was like, you don't feel like you're grounded. You're just like eating and eating and eating and eating. And a frick, like I don't like eating beans, to be honest with you guys. Like, I get gassy. Um, yeah. Okay, so it could depend on the diet. Wait a second. The researchers say the gladiators were mostly prisoners of war, slaves, and condemned offenders? Did you guys catch that? Researchers say gladiators were mostly prisoner of war, slaves, and condemned offenders. If you're a slave or if you're a prisoner of war, I can imagine there are people wanting to feed you more beans and rice or grains, because yeah. Like, I would not, if I had if I was in that position, yeah, I wouldn't feed them that well, because you expect someone to pass away. Let's see over here. The Vienna team speculates that the fighters ate weight-gaining foods because the extra fat created a layer of body protection. So they wanted to fatten the gladiators up, and I don't disagree with that, right? Like, if I eat carbs, I do feel like I'm getting more padded. But when people think about gladiators, I think about like freaking 300, and like people want to look more like what's his face, Gerard Butler in 300. They don't care. They don't want to really have like to be fatter. They don't want like a layer of fat on them. Okay, so let's go back over to Weston Price over here. So this is what I looked at, okay? When you have a freaking native diet, like an indigenous diet, versus a more modern diet, you can see a huge structural change. Let me show you guys this. Where the hell is it? Oh, frick. Hold on. Damn it. So this guy was a dentist. So it concludes the aspects of a modern Western diet, particularly flour, sugar, processed vegetable fats, cause nutritional deficiencies that cause many dental and health problems. So, yeah, one of the things that he really supports is like cod liver oil. But I don't think it's over here. So he did look at this, he did extensive research on this. Can I find it? I can't find it. So I'm just gonna ask over here, Sphere, are you vegetarian or are you vegan? Because if you are, I'm just curious about that. Let's see. Yeah, I can't find it exactly. But yeah, for Western Prices, his view about the diet, yeah, real milk, no soy, eating whole foods, cod liver oil, that kind of stuff. And I already take cod liver oil, but I've taken it for quite some time. No, I'm not, no, not you. Because sometimes I'm like genuinely curious. Like I understand like some people are against the keto diet or against the paleo diet, but yeah, I just kind of think like, it's really strange to me that how diet can be so divisive, right? At the end of it, like everybody wants everybody, in my opinion, to live a long, healthy life. And I think people should play around with their diets and see what works best for them. But whenever I hear about people like freaking carb loading or eating lots of sugar and then saying like, oh yeah, like stay away from fats or yeah, just eat more sugar or eat more carbs, I think it's so freaking flawed. And yeah, that's my thoughts about it. So I don't know if it's my gut biome changing. I think I just react differently. Like I used to be able to eat a lot of high carb foods, and then after a while, I just said screw it. I just feel heavy eating it, and I just don't feel on point. I can eat like a ton of meat, and I'm perfectly okay. But if I eat like high carb food, like beans and rice, that kind of stuff, I just feel, like I said, I feel bloated. I feel heavier. And it's strange because it's like you always hear about, oh yeah, just like, stay away from meat because you're going to get fat, but I don't have that kind of issue. I feel like I look better now than I did before. My mental clarity is more better, even though I know people would say, "Oh, Erica, I don't know about that," but I just feel more grounded, a lot more grounded than just going on a high carb, eating more beans, eating more rice kind of diets, for sure. Yeah, so Andrea says, I used to know several vegans that are overweight, too many carbs, they're blind to the fact that they're dying. I do, the people that I know who tend to be vegan, they tend to be very thin because they're very, they're very mindful about what they're eating. So they'll just eat mostly beans and rice. They'll eat a little bit of fruit. But the downside of that is, and I can only like from a few people over here that I personally know, but I feel like, and I can only talk about my own experience, right? But I feel like once I cut out animal products, I'm more mentally, I'm more prone to like anxiety, and I'm more prone to depression, for sure. And I think diet plays a very important role in healing. You can survive, like, don't get me wrong. I think it's very easy for people to survive. But like, people can survive a long time just eating vegetables and rice, right? But is that really thriving? I think that, yeah, there's a huge push against certain things, but I think that a lot of meat eaters get crap about it because you're people assume meat is also eating processed meat, like, or eating things, let's say, like fried chicken or barbecue meat with a lot of sugar in there. Fried chicken has like, it's fried in oils. But if you eat something that's more like minimally processed, you shouldn't have any problem with that. Like, and I know people would say, like, cut down the fish consumption, for instance, right? Because that's mercury. But I think if you have a whole diet and you lower your carbohydrates, you don't have to worry about a weight issue. Yeah, I heard about the Western price stuff too, but I think the pictures really show for itself. Now, I've been on cod liver oil for a while. I can't definitively say if it's working for me or not because I feel okay. I've been taking the grass-fed beef liver tablets too, but I feel fine. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help my skin too much. I still have my little eczema issue, but yeah, it's like I don't have any downside about it. I know some people, they say like, oh, I have so much I don't know, I have so much energy taking this stuff. I can't comment on that. Maybe not. Who knows? Yeah, but some people swear by it. But I know for a fact it's better for me to have like extra stuff in my diet rather than not have it at all. So I used to be against the whole idea of supplementation. Now I do supplement quite a bit. I take garlic oil pills, astaxanthin, spirulina, fish cod liver oil, fermented cod liver oil, and then the grass-fed beef liver. Maybe I didn't give enough time. Who knows? But it's okay. I take it every single day, or I try to take it every single day. And then I also take CoQ10 as well. But in terms of other stuff, yeah, I don't know what I would else supplement with. So I think I'm pretty good with that. Vitamin D, cod liver oil supposedly has vitamin D in there. Grass-fed beef liver has stuff in there too. So, see this? But I don't know how much cod liver oil is in here. They always push it, but it's hard to kind of gauge it, like how much nutrition is in there. See? So this is what I take, cod liver oil. So they say it helps prevent osteoporosis in adults. And I can't tell you if that really does help because I can't see how my bones look like. See? So I don't take 100 grams of it. I think I take 2 capsules a day. I used to hate this stuff, but I actually got used to it. So it's one of those things where I don't know if it really works, but I don't really have that much issues, right? I don't get sick. I might end up with like a sore throat one day or something, but that's probably just me talking so freaking much sometimes. But other than that, I don't feel really crummy. Yeah, I can't say, but I keep taking it. See, so allegedly it's supposed to improve this stuff too. But yeah, that bone health thing is really important to me. My grandma used to have osteoporosis, if I remember correctly. Um, so there's like all sorts of things they talk about called liver oil. But I think right now I just have to take out my freaking gluten, which is freaking hard. Um, like just do like cold turkey gluten thing. It is so freaking hard to take that out. Am I sure? You know what? I mean, like I'm not even going out that much. That's the other thing too. Vitamin D. You know what? I used to have. You know, when I lived in Hawaii, I used to actually be really depressed for a long time, and it wasn't because I wasn't going out in the sunlight. It was just I didn't eat that much meat. I didn't have that much animal products. I was always like very anti. You know, I was like, oh, okay, you know, let me stay away from all the animal products as much as I can. Eat very little meat. Load up on the vegetables and the rice and the bread, and yeah, that's the way to go. Do the whole grain stuff, and I feel like I really kind of screwed myself on the nutrition side of it. So that's why I've gone this end because I already know how that end works, right? When people say about all this stuff about yeah avoiding animal products, I really because of my experience, like I kind of think that it's a kind of like a load of bull. Like I'm saying, look, stay away from the processed meats as much as you can. Eat, you know, cook and prepare the raw stuff yourself. You know, don't try to apply too much sugar to it. But I think it's not good for a lot of people if you cut out all your meat completely. Or worse, right? You think like, oh, okay, meat is bad for me, so I'm just gonna load up on the grains and the carbs instead. Yeah, some people say that yeah, so I used to go out in the sun a lot more in Hawaii and I just wasn't happy. I felt kind of I felt gloomy and I think it was just because I was deficient in a lot of stuff. But now it's like I mostly stay indoors and I'm okay. I'm a lot better than I was before and what's the big difference? It's my freaking diet. 100% is my diet. So I'm that person that I'm always like, I think I don't know how long this is going to be, but I think for a very long time I'm going to be very much like lower your carbs, increase your fat, eat good fats, and if you can say no to sugar for sure. But I'm thinking about taking a vitamin D supplement because I've heard that recommended. So yeah, maybe I need to get more of that. Because if you go out too long, you get sun damage, and I want to avoid the sun damage. I found out that yeah, if I stay out in the sun too long, it's not good for me. And I thought like yeah, if I go out in the sun, like maybe my skin would get better. That actually wasn't the case. I felt like my skin was the same. So yeah. I'm gonna get going, you guys. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I really gotta get going soon. I'm gonna be leaving for Manhattan, so I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. But yeah, and I probably should up another supplement and see how that is. I don't think I can over supplement. Some people they say like yeah, if you have a skin issue, you probably need to have more like more vitamin D in your because you might be deficient in that. Like, oh, for frick's sake, like just so much supplementation. But what is an extra one or two pills versus what I take already? But I take a lot more supplements than I did back when I was in Hawaii. It's crazy. Like I got into this whole health kick, and then after I got into the health kick, I said, okay, let me add more because I think it'll be better for me. And at the end of the day, I just want to feel really. I want to know that I did the most I could for my diet. Oh, let's see. Fraser actually said the comments to eat eggs in the morning. Yeah, I usually start my day off with eggs. I had no problem with eggs, but I've been trying to taper down with eggs because I heard that eggs can be a eczema flare-up. I don't think that's the case for me, actually, because it hasn't been clearing up, so I'm debating on adding eggs back into my diet. I love eggs a lot, so... yeah, but if you're deficient in things, like, I think it manifests, oh no. Yeah, so yeah, I think if you're deficient in certain things, yeah, it might be a deficiency in your diet. I think that's incredibly important to keep in mind because the brain uh, needs cholesterol, right? So if you don't have that, then yeah, you can end up with some kind of mental thing. Um, I'm eating so much freaking grapes. Oh well, grapes is definitely better than candy. So. And I keep it in moderation. So I'm going to talk to you guys later. I don't know if I'm going to be going out or not, actually. But yeah, you guys take care.